Hello everyone, this is Hetty and welcome to my channel. Back behind me is my dog. She's dirty and she looks like she has no idea what she's doing. So let's do some makeup. So I haven't decided fully what I'm going to do with this channel yet. This episode I'm going to do my skin, and then the next one I'm going to do my eyes. It's going to be a 2-for-1, but you only have to watch one. I mean, you don't have to watch them both unless you want to. Also, I'm a little out of breath because I'm fat and I have asthma. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of this to my face. It is Illamasqua Hydra veil. Now it comes with this little thing on top that used to sit here-ish. It broke off. I don't know if it was supposed to, but it did. And so I kind of just dip it into this gelatin-like stuff. It looks like that's a little more than I want. So I take about this much and plop it in my hands. And then I close this bad boy up, lay that on top, call it a day. But I warm it up with my hands and I just kind of put it on my skin. It is a primer of sorts from what I've gathered. I use it as my final step in my skincare routine when I'm about to put on makeup. So I use it kind of as a primer, but not the only primer that I'm going to use, just so you guys know. All right, before I get any more of this in my hair, shout out to Sarah, my girl Sarah. She got me one of these things for my hair because I wanted, like Jackie Aina has this tie thing that she uses, and I really wanted it. So Sarah got me something like it. So if we do that, yeah, covers my hair. So I'm going to be using, for my skin, I'm going to be using a lot of Rare Beauty products. Look like that and say Rare Beauty. This is her Illuminating Primer. I like her primer because it does make my skin look kind of pearly, kind of purty, you know, pearlescent up between hands. And then, I mean, I noticed some people will squirt it out directly on their face. I prefer to use my hands, which probably means I'm just putting coronavirus all over my face. But, you know, it is what it is. So, this is how my face looks. So you can kind of tell right here, a little bit of pearlescent coloring to it. Ignore this little guy here. I wish I could, but I've been anxiety picking, so it's fun, right? Next I'm going to use the foundation. Gotta shake this bad boy up. Go boo, boo, boo. Make it a drink. Make it a drink. Make it an appropriate joke. And if you can get it open after you use the primers, it won't open. This is my life. I've restarted this video 3 times because one of them she was out scratching and barking outside the door, and then another one I just kept making weird faces, and I keep looking over here because there's a little circle here, but the camera's over here. So let's look at here, shall we? All right, so what I like about this is this little applicator. I don't know why. I didn't think that I would like it because I'm used to the pump and you put a certain amount on your hand, dab the little doodad in it and put it on your face. I'm used to that. But this is kind of nice. I get to make weird sounds with it. But I always kind of like get off the excess. And then I either use broad stripes or I use dots. I'm going with dots today because I'm planning on going to Old Chicago after this. Shout out Old Chicago. And I don't really need to look that attractive because I'm about to stuff an entire burger in my mouth with one bite. So there's not a whole lot bringing me back from Burger Town when it comes to makeup. I also go over my entire nose because I pick at my nose. But there we are. So how is everybody doing with this wonderful pandemic? Because me, I am not doing so good. I'm used to having friends and going places, and it turns out all my friends were going places friends. So now I don't have anybody to really talk to when I leave work, and I end up busting my friendships with work with the knowledge of my life, which I'd prefer to leave work at work and home at home and whatnot. But oh, and this is also a Rare Beauty brush. Looks like that. I like this brush because it's got like angles to it. It goes into my nose pretty well. And I can sweep across my face, and it's really soft. When I first got this brush, I was doing this to my face. Turns out that just leaves a lot of texture. And then I'm going to go up. And then go in right here. The dog's starting to whine, so bear with. And I'm back. I don't know what her deal is. She whined to get in. She whined to get out. And she'll probably whine to get back in again. But here we are. So I'm just kind of going over this. And what I'm going to do is take a dry sponge. And the reason why I'm taking a dry sponge is just because I forgot to wet it. And I'm going to take and just kind of go over it just a little bit to pat it in. The dogs are playing out there if you're hearing scrambling sounds. But yeah. But no, so I have friends. I say I don't have friends, but I have them. I just don't ever get to see them. And I work all the time, so my schedule is a little shitty, and so I don't get to see them. And so it feels like I don't have any. And then with my moderate to severe anxiety and depression, it feels like I am drowning in a sea of loneliness half the time. So sometimes I have to keep my girlfriend awake who works for a shift, and that sucks for her, but I'm not, you know, not always the selfless person I'd like to be. And so some days I have to do it in order to exist. You know, I have to make somebody listen to me. I get swallowed into my own thoughts. And I don't know if you guys been there where you just kind of get eaten up by things. But it's a really lonely place to be if you don't have anybody to talk to about it. And sorry, I'm trying to put everything away as I go. And unfortunately, I don't have any place for my Selena Gomez stuff to go yet. So it's going in a Sephora bag that I got it all in. All right. So I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. I've got this Rare Beauty brush that I'm going to be using to blend in my concealer. Oh, and that was Rare Beauty concealer as well. I've got this little guy. And I'm just going to dry my face. I don't know if you can hear me over this, so hopefully you can. This video is going to be very not edited, very choppy, and so is the next one. And eventually, I think we'll get to a place where we are comfortable with editing. But so far we're not, and I've forced so many people to follow me on here and I've had people ask me where the videos are, and here they are. So I don't really know how long you're supposed to like air this stuff. And I know some people use like a clock fan, but I don't have one of those. I just have this thing. They sleep like a kitty. It goes meow, meow, kitty, meow. I'm an idiot. You'll get used to me, or you won't. I'm going that good because I'm a little anxious today. I got my hair done, which I'll show it to you again when I let it down, but it's super cute. But I'm always a little anxious getting it done, and today was no exception. Trying to cover up this fucking pimple. See? Swear words. I was like, don't swear in this. But I'm sorry, this isn't enough illumination for me to see if I'm, you know, doing it right. And I don't want to end up with like a white chin with the rest of my face looking fine. And then I put concealer on my chin because I have acne problems here and redness. And I probably should use a color correcting concealer, but I'm lazy. And then I put some on my nose because I touch my nose a lot. So it kind of helps me reinforce things. I'm gonna blend in my forehead because I also touch my forehead. It's a wonder I haven't gotten this coronavirus because I'm just like constantly touching my face, and I don't always have the opportunity to wash my hands, and so I'm like touching my face with my corona hands and hoping for the best. As you can see, when I furrow my brow, I've got these two freaking lines. My makeup, no matter what brand I use, no matter what I do, creases right in here. And especially if I put powder on, which I'm going to, it's gonna be obnoxious. So you'll see me periodically blending it out of the crease because I have a deep wrinkle there. It's from thinking a lot or something. All right. And now the piece de resistance. I saved my eyes for last because I have dark circles, and I also use the concealer as a eyelash primer, or eyeshadow primer, I mean, eyelash primer. Go Heather. Yeah, I use it as a eyeshadow primer because I use so much concealer I can spread it around. But makes my eyes look a little less tired. And again, I should probably use color correcting, but I just don't really understand it. Every time that I've used color correcting stuff, it ends up looking like I bought some green to counteract the redness in my cheeks from the acne that I have, and it just looked green. I looked like I had green face. And so I don't think I'm doing it right. And I'd rather not put on camera me doing something completely wrong. Like, I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. Or not to the beauty standards. But I don't know. They come with these little things over the makeup brushes, and I just split this one in half. So hopefully it retains its shape. I don't know. All right. So I'm gonna apply my eyebrows, and for that I use, and make fun of me if you want to, you can, but I bought this thinking I was gonna make a lot of eyeshadow looks with this, but really I just use it for my eyebrows. I think I can still get away with it. I'm gonna use this one right here, and so I've got this brush, it's from Flower, and I just kind of tap in here, tap off the excess, and then I lean forward, and I'm gonna like cheat and look into this one. Yeah, because see, my eyebrows are kind of clear. They looked orangish from the beginning because I already had eyebrows put on, but I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Yeah, okay. And then eyebrows. Am I pretty yet, mama? All right, so for Rare Beauty, they've got this stoof. Gotta shake it up. It has like an oil. I don't know what it's made out of. I don't even know what it's called. It's like Always an Optimist. 4-in-1 mist. Shake well. Avoid your eyes. Lord knows I want to set my eyes so I stop looking at people like. You can read my expression regardless of my intentions. So if they could set my eyes in a very like pleasant way, that'd be kind of nice. So I'm going to spray that on, and I'm going to dry it down just a little with this little guy. I should come up with a name for it. I like to name things. But then I'm like, what if it's already got a name? And then I'm reminded that it's an inanimate object and probably doesn't. So, what do I want to do? I think I'm going to get a little powder. And for this, like, I have several things of powder, but I really like the Fenty powder. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of dirty. I should probably clean things off before I film videos. We're learning here. We're learning. All right, so with that, it comes with this little topper thing, and I use that to put my powder into. I don't know if that's a purpose or if it's just like something to block the powder from getting all over the place. I have this brush. It's called Live Beautifully by It Cosmetics. It's my powder brush. I don't know things about powder brushes, so to me this is a fine one, but you might think there are better, and there probably are. So I'm gonna dap that in there, and then just kind of, when I look at myself in the mirror when I do this, I look normal. When I look at myself in the camera, I'm like, ha, 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 ha. Like a chihuahua thinking it's a big dog. That's what I feel like I look like. So just to give you a little insight of my low self-esteem I have. So another thing that sucks about this pandemic is that my favorite bar hasn't been able to open because the owner decided, well, it would be a great idea to sell it. And instead of trying to sell it to the person that's been not living there, but that sounds bad. Sorry, Brad. He hasn't been living there, at least as far as I know. But he runs it, runs a bar out of the building, and you would think that they would go, hey, guy who runs a bar out of the building, would you like to buy the building? But no, from what I hear, that was not the route they took. Need to stop fidgeting. That wasn't the route they took. So unfortunately, my bar has been closed, so I haven't been able to go there, and it may never open again, and I'm very bummed about that. Okay, well, this is the basic complexion, that I'm gonna do for my going to Old Chicago. Like, I still have some bags under my eyes. I don't really know how to get rid of nature. I know I could use Photoshop, so there's that. Okay, well, this is me, and I love you, and I'll talk to you in a few minutes when you watch my other video. Dun, 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 dun. Am I pretty yet, Mama?